Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis has been confirmed for November 15th at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta.
Yo, so Jake Paul is fighting Gervonta Davis. I'm serious. It's real. 199 in Paul's last fight, 133.8 for Davis in his last fight. I discussed that and so much more at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific at my YouTube channel. The link will be in my bio. But hey, I thought he was going to fight Anthony Joshua. How do you end up from Anthony Joshua to Tank Davis? I discussed.
Jake Paul has officially announced his next opponent, and it's sending shockwaves throughout the combat sports community. The YouTuber turned boxer will face WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Tank Davis in what promises to be one of the most talked about exhibition fights of the year. The fight that nobody saw coming has finally been confirmed. Jake Paul will step into the ring against Gervonta Tank Davis on November 14th at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. The bout will stream exclusively on Netflix, marking exactly 1 year since Paul's controversial fight with Mike Tyson.
I want tougher fighters. I want to be world champion. Zerto looks slow as tonight. That'd be easy work too. Badu Jack, I want everybody. Anthony Joshua, Gervonta, and Tommy, stop running.
But this announcement comes with Paul's typical bravado. In a fiery message on social media, Paul declared, "Gervonta, who has been disrespecting my name for too long. His nickname might be Tank, but I'm an FPV drone, and I'm about to disable Tiny Boy." The 28-year-old influencer didn't stop there, adding, "Yes, he's one of the top pound-for-pound boxers in the world, but my motto is anyone, anytime, any place against all odds. And I like my odds. First, I am going to kill David, then I will go on to slaughter Goliath." That Goliath reference appears to be aimed at Anthony Joshua, whom Paul was previously linked to fight before negotiations fell through due to broadcast complications. Stats graphic. Jake Paul, 12-1 record, 7 KOs. Gervonta Davis, 30-0-1 record, 28 KOs. Paul's weight, 200 pounds. Davis's weight, 135 pounds. What's making this fight so controversial isn't just the skill gap. It's the massive physical disparity between these two fighters. Jake Paul typically fights around 200 pounds, while Gervonta Davis has never competed above 140 pounds. That's a potential 65-pound difference.
Well, Ring Magazine have actually released it, so that's pretty strong evidence that this fight is going to happen. Yeah, so I think the negotiations with Anthony Joshua have broken down, and I think that was down to broadcasting rights, who would get that with Anthony Joshua being on DAZN. Obviously, Jake Paul is on Netflix, and that's probably where the problem was. So I think that fight is sort of like dead and buried in the water. And we get Gervonta Davis, man, like you guys said it, is a 135-pound world champion, lightweight world champion.
Boxing Dr. News fight fans, the buzz is real about Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis on November 14th. But here's the tea. We don't even know if it's a pro fight or exhibition yet. Jake's manager says they're still figuring it out. Now let's talk size. Jake's a big boy at 200+ pounds, while Tank's way smaller. We're talking a 7-weight class difference. Some are calling it dangerous, others a circus. Tim Bradley's not having it, saying it'll look weird in the ring. But let's be real, this fight is going to be a spectacle. Jake's got the height and reach, but Tank's got that knockout power.
The height advantage is equally stark. Paul stands 6 feet 1 inch compared to Davis at 5 feet 5.5 inches, giving Paul a 9-inch reach advantage as well. This size difference has drawn comparisons to when Paul's brother Logan fought Floyd Mayweather in 2021. Boxing analyst Ethan Diamandis notes, "This fight is a mismatch on paper, but not in the usual sense. Paul has the frame of a cruiserweight, while Davis is a natural lightweight. Still, styles make fights. Paul is slow-footed, predictable, and hittable. Davis is fast, explosive, and fights with a professional's understanding of rhythm and timing."
Is fighting Gervonta Tank Davis November 15th in Atlanta, Georgia. This is reported by The Ring Magazine, and we have to talk about it. What just happened? The fight that I couldn't believe, that was too insane and honestly just baffling to think would be a real fight in 2025, reminds you that combat sports are the craziest sports on the planet.
The contracted weight, number of rounds, and glove size are yet to be confirmed for this exhibition, though Paul's previous Netflix fight with Tyson featured 14-ounce gloves and shorter rounds due to safety concerns. With the fight recently announced, most major sportsbooks haven't released official odds yet. The specifics of the bout, including weight restrictions and safety modifications, need confirmation before odds are set. However, early predictions are already pouring in from the boxing world. Predictions: Josh Peter, USA Today Sports. Paul, by decision, Ryan Garcia. Paul to win, stating, "I'd bet on the heavyweight." Ethan Diamondas, Odds Shark. Davis by decision. British heavyweight Dave Allen was particularly critical, calling it farcical and predicting, Gervonta Davis will flatten Jake Paul if they are at it properly. I know there is a 65-pound weight difference, but I think he beats Jake Paul.
Gervonta Davis, I think, will flatten Jake Paul if they was at it properly. I know there's a 65-pound weight differential. I know he's probably nearly a foot taller. Gervonta Davis would knock Jake Paul out. So I know it's all about the money for a lot of these guys, but Gervonta Davis should be having a rematch with Lamont Roach. Jake Paul should be fighting some decent cruiserweights to see how good he can be. They're just clearly both in it for the money, and if that's what they're doing it for, fair play to them, but I think it's farcical and I won't be watching.
The boxing community's reaction has been overwhelmingly negative, with many calling it a freak show and questioning why Davis, ranked number 8 pound for pound, would take this fight instead of his expected rematch with Lamont Roach Jr. For Jake Paul, this represents his biggest test yet. After facing criticism for only fighting older, smaller, or inexperienced opponents, Paul is finally stepping up against a champion in his prime. A loss here could severely damage his credibility in boxing circles.
Who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room.
And Jake Paul?
Next question.
For Gervonta Davis, the stakes are different. While he'll likely earn his biggest payday, this exhibition diverts him from legitimate title defenses. Davis was expected to rematch Lamont Roach Jr. after their controversial draw in March, a fight that many believed Roach actually won. The Paul Tyson fight drew over 100 million viewers on Netflix, making it one of the most watched combat sports events in streaming history. Despite widespread criticism of the fight's quality, the numbers don't lie. Jake Paul remains a massive draw.
Do you think that it's fair to call them boxers now? We talk about Logan Brothers.
I think it's okay to call Jake Paul a boxer. The only reason why I say that is because he do be in the gym. He's working on stuff. The fight that he fought Mike Tyson, I don't think he should have fought Mike Tyson because of who Mike Tyson is and the age. And he said that he didn't try to knock him out. Yes, you did. You just couldn't get the knockout. He tried to knock him out for sure.
This fight will be Davis's first venture into the exhibition spectacle side of boxing, potentially opening new revenue streams, but risking his reputation as a serious champion. March 2024, Davis draws with Lamont Roach. July 2024, Davis faces domestic violence charges, later dismissed. January 2025, Paul defeats Chavez Jr. August 2025. Paul vs. Davis announced for November. This fight represents a larger trend in boxing, the influence of social media stars and exhibition matches on the sports landscape. Jake Paul has essentially created his own lane, forcing established fighters to adapt to his business model.
Maybe he'll fight Jake Paul instead. What do you think of that?
I think that's terrible.
Why?
I mean, I get it because at the end of the day, it's the money business, and you want to make the most money, but from what I'm hearing, he can make more money in a fight with me. And if that's the case, why not fight me?
Sure. Do you think he beats Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah. I mean,
there's a huge size advantage, though.
It is, but I think Tank got the skills to make sure he come out on top.
Do you think that Jake has gone better?
Yeah, I think actually Jake got tremendously better from the time frame that he started till now. And in the right situation, I also could see him become a world champion.
Really?
Yeah.
Critics argue that these spectacle fights diminish boxing's legitimacy, while supporters point to increased viewership and revenue for fighters. Davis choosing Paul over a legitimate title defense speaks to the financial realities modern boxers face. The boxing establishment remains split. While purists decry these exhibitions as circus acts, the undeniable viewership numbers and paydays are reshaping how fighters approach their careers. Netflix's investment in combat sports, following their success with the Paul Tyson event, signals that streaming platforms see significant value in these crossover attractions. The Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis exhibition on November 14th promises to be another polarizing moment in modern boxing. Whether you view it as entertainment or exploitation, one thing is certain. Millions will be watching when these two vastly different fighters step into the ring in Atlanta. Will Paul's size advantage overcome Davis's superior boxing skills? Or will the pound-for-pound champion prove that technique trumps size? We'll find out this November on Netflix. That's all for tonight's Sports Central. Don't forget to subscribe for more boxing coverage, and remember, always gamble responsibly. Good night.